Part 1. The Philosophy of True Wealth. A naive financial guru received a golden invitation to dinner from a multi-millionaire. This old man made millions owning factories while others were just wasting time. The poor guru imagined 3-story gold toilets and a personal orchestra of servants. But the GPS led him to a completely boring, ordinary suburban house. The wealthy man came out to greet the guest himself, dressed like a typical retired gardener. Inside, it smelled of home-cooked meals, not ego, marble, or diamonds. The old furniture looked like it had been around since dinosaurs walked the earth. In the garage sat 2 modest cars that did absolutely nothing to scream status. Instead of elite French champagne, the guest was generously poured plain tap water. The host genuinely didn't understand why anyone would pay for water in plastic bottles. The hostess even bought generic medication to avoid overpaying for a flashy brand name. This strange evening forever shattered the worldview of our poor financial consultant. After all, real millionaires don't show off and they don't buy stupid stuff. They simply track their money and guard every cent like it's their most precious asset. A massive fortune grows from small daily decisions, not from winning the lottery. Average people buy expensive toys the moment they see extra cash in their account. But smart, wealthy people first ask themselves if the purchase is truly worth the cost. They easily say no to anything created solely for cheap social validation. It is precisely this greed toward unnecessary expenses that saves their bank accounts. Today, we will learn about the things that smart people never fall for. Part 2. Wallet Traps and Saving Magic. The wealthy never buy brand new cars straight off the shiny dealership lot. The moment you drive off the lot, the car loses a quarter of its total value. Harold knows that a 3-year-old car drives the same but costs half the price. Why pay the equivalent of a family's annual budget just for that new car smell? The second rule of the wealthy is a total refusal of extended warranties on electronics. Stores profit from your fear that the toaster might explode in a week. Statistics show that these pieces of paper almost never actually come in handy. Smart people simply set that money aside in their own personal repair fund. The third item on our list is expensive designer clothes that only last 1 season. Harold has worn the same shirt for 10 years, and it still looks perfectly fine. Quality isn't always hidden behind a famous logo or an astronomical price tag. The rich buy things for their function, not for their status in society. They hate impulsive purchases driven by flashy advertisements in shopping malls. Every purchase Harold makes must pass a 24-hour cooling-off test. If the urge disappears by morning, it means the money stays safe. Poor people often try to look rich by buying things on high-interest credit. Real capital loves silence and very simple, straightforward bank accounts. Millionaires don't waste time comparing yachts they don't actually own. They focus on how to make every single coin work for them 24/7. Next, we will break down even more things that eat up your savings every day. Part 3. Sports, Coffee, and Subscription Monsters. The fourth taboo of the wealthy is ultra-expensive memberships at flashy fitness clubs. Usually people buy them as New Year's resolutions and never show up once. Harold runs for free in the local park and feels like $1,000,000. The fifth category of foolish spending is daily coffee in branded paper cups. Trendy hipsters leave the cost of a decent used car at coffee shops every year. Harold brews his coffee at home for a few cents and enjoys every single sip. The sixth point is the invisible autopilot subscriptions for dozens of useless services. Streamers, magazines, and sleep apps quietly drain money from your card every month. The wealthy do a brutal audit of their active services at least once a month. If a service hasn't been used in 2 weeks, it is immediately canceled. The seventh rule is the total rejection of expensive lottery tickets and gambling. The chance of winning is significantly lower than being struck by a bolt of lightning. Harold invests that money into stocks where the math actually works in his favor. Poor people look for miracles, while the wealthy trust only verified numbers. They understand that true financial stability is built without cheap gambling. The wealthy also never buy the cheapest items of questionable or terrible quality. Buying a new pair of cheap shoes every month is a fast track to total poverty. It is better to pay for quality once and forget about the problem for years. This approach saves thousands of dollars on endless replacements and repairs. Ahead of us are even more subtle traps of global marketing. Part 4. Bank Traps. Check out Hypnosis and Paper Degrees. The eighth hole in the budget of poor people is predatory hidden bank fees. Wealthy people never pay monthly maintenance fees for basic debit cards. Harold closes his account instantly if a bank dares to charge him for nothing. The ninth trap is the bright on-sale items placed right at the supermarket checkout. Hypnotic marketing forces you to buy useless gum while waiting in line. Harold always goes grocery shopping with a strict written paper list. If an item is not on that list, it simply does not exist to Harold. The 10th mindless expense is overpaying for the brand name of prestigious universities. Poor parents take out massive loans for a flashy diploma for their child. But today's job market values real-world skills, not expensive pieces of paper. Harold sent his kids to a local college where they gained knowledge without debt. He saved millions, which later became the startup capital for their own businesses. The 11th mistake is buying the newest tech models every single year. Your last year phone works perfectly, but ads demand that you spend more. Harold uses his simple gadget until it completely stops functioning. He doesn't see the difference between old and new pixels on a small screen. The 12th financial trap is expensive travel during the peak of the tourist season. Prices for hotels and flights skyrocket to cosmic heights during the summer. Smart people vacation during the shoulder season for pennies and without crowds. The money saved allows them to buy assets that constantly generate more profit. Part 5. Credit Fog, Expensive Toys, and the Prestige Trap. The 13th financial pit is the regular purchase of expensive things on silly credit. Poor people pay double the price for a TV just to show it off to their neighbors. Harold only buys electronics when he has the actual cash sitting in his hand. He never feeds bankers interest payments for his daily lifestyle whims. The 14th rule is a categorical refusal of VIP alcohol at nightclubs. At bars, you aren't buying flavor, you're buying the illusion of status and cool. Harold would rather have one simple bottle of domestic beer on his porch. His evening is spent in comfort, not in loud noise and a morning hangover. The 15th stupid expense is buying unnecessary trendy kitchen gadgets. High-tech yogurt makers usually work once and then just collect dust in the back. Harold uses a classic cast-iron skillet that has served him for 30 years. Simple tools are more reliable than expensive plastic toys with touchscreens. The 16th trap for the poor is regular dining at pretentious restaurants. A fancy plate presentation won't make your wallet thicker or your body healthier. Harold's wife cooks incredible dinners that bring the whole family closer together. A cozy home atmosphere costs almost nothing but provides true happiness. Poor people look for excuses for their constant impulsive spending in life. They believe that life is too short for smart, disciplined saving. Harold knows that financial freedom provides a much sweeter sense of peace. Next, we will reveal the final secrets that make ordinary people truly wealthy. Part 6. Culinary Laziness, Discount Magic, and Fitness Illusions. The 17th black hole for money is regular food delivery through apps. Poor people pay more for the delivery fee than the actual food costs at the store. Harold knows that cooking a simple dinner at home is faster and much healthier. He refuses to feed lazy middlemen with his hard-earned, honest money. The 18th dangerous trap is chaotic shopping at insane, seasonal sales. People buy useless junk simply because there is a limited-time discount. Harold walks past red price tags with a completely calm and stone-cold face. He only buys things when a real, practical life necessity actually arises. The 19th stupid expense is paid subscriptions for trendy meditation or fitness apps. You won't get healthier just because there is a colorful icon on your phone screen. Harold simply breathes fresh air in his garden for free every single morning. Nature provides better peace of mind than any expensive mobile software. The 20th financial hole is the regular purchase of lucky lottery tickets. The math of the casino always works against your poor and naive pocket. Harold builds his wealth on patterns and logic, not on blind, desperate hope. He buys shares of reliable companies that have grown steadily for decades. Poor people look for quick miracles that will instantly make them rich. The wealthy simply invest reliably and sleep peacefully every single night. Your financial security depends on small, daily refusals of foolish things. Next, we will move on to the other things that steal your freedom every day. Part 7. Diamond fog, disposable dresses, and digital flexing. The 21st hole is insane spending on jewelry and status accessories. The poor buy diamonds to seem important to completely indifferent strangers. Harold knows that true confidence doesn't require shiny stones on his fingers. The 22nd trap is fast fashion and cheap clothes for a single night out. These items fall apart after the first wash, forcing you to buy them again and again. Harold buys high-quality items that last longer than some modern countries. The 23rd mindless expense is luxurious parties just for aesthetic photos. People spend their annual savings on one wedding day while drowning in debt. Harold celebrates important dates at home, among real friends and a warm atmosphere. For him, sincere memories are more valuable than renting a pretentious banquet hall. The 24th point is the regular replacement of appliances just for a new color. Marketers whisper that your old coffee maker doesn't look modern anymore. Harold ignores these whispers as long as his machine gets the job done. The 25th financial hole is expensive children's toys that only last a week. Kids quickly lose interest in complex things, preferring their own imagination. Harold bought his children books and building blocks that develop the brain, not the ego. Poor parents try to compensate for a lack of time with expensive presents. The wealthy, however, give their children their time and the right life values. This emotional capital cannot be bought in any store in the world. There is only a little left to learn the final secrets of true financial freedom. Part 8. Athletic ego, air rentals, and the neighbor wars. The 26th trap is buying professional sports gear just for the sake of a hobby. Usually, expensive elite skis or high-end bikes just end up collecting dust in garages. Harold rents simple equipment if he only plans to use it once or twice. The 27th stupid expense is the short-term rental of luxury yachts or supercars. These people pay outrageous money just for the chance to take a few photos. Harold knows that temporary flexing leaves behind nothing but empty pockets. The 28th financial hole is the endless competition with wealthy neighbors. If the neighbor buys a new pool, the poor man runs to get a loan for a bigger one. Harold is absolutely indifferent to what the people around him are buying. His own self-esteem doesn't depend on the size of the pool in the yard next door. The 29th point is frequent and expensive cosmetic procedures without any need. The modern beauty industry successfully earns billions from our common insecurities. Harold's wife ages beautifully and naturally, radiating a true inner light. She doesn't spend the family budget on chemical facelifts or cosmetic injections. The 30th financial trap is regular shopping at expensive organic boutique stores. Ordinary vegetables from a supermarket have the same set of healthy vitamins. Harold simply buys fresh, seasonal products at the local farmer's market. He doesn't overpay for pretty paper bags with the word eco printed on them. This simple saving saves thousands of dollars every year for future major investments. It remains to uncover the last and most important steps to true financial independence. Part 9. Gift Fever, Killer Magnets, and Financial Zen. The 31st hole in the budget is the crazy buying of gifts during the winter holidays. Marketers force you to buy useless things for every single acquaintance just to check a box. Harold gives his loved ones only practical and truly necessary things without the fluff. He does not support the silly tradition of exchanging plastic junk during the holidays. The 32nd trap is the endless small souvenirs and magnets from every trip. These bright plastic trinkets just collect dust and hold no real value. Harold brings home only high-quality photos and wonderful, sincere memories from vacation. The 33rd financial danger is the so-called weekly retail therapy for your mood. Poor people treat stress with shopping, driving themselves into even deeper debt. Harold knows that the best medicine for stress is silence and a long walk. A simple walk in nature doesn't cost your wallet a single penny. The 34th trap is overly expensive and complicated mobile phone plans. Carriers sell you gigabytes of data that you will never actually be able to use. Harold signed up for the simplest basic plan, which is perfectly enough for him. He doesn't overpay for empty advertising promises about cosmic network speeds. The 35th stupid expense is paid premium services on social media. That little blue checkmark adds neither intelligence nor real money to your life. Harold doesn't even have accounts on the trendy social media platforms used by youth. His real life is too interesting to waste it on chasing virtual likes. Only one step remains to discover the main secret of our millionaire success. Part 10. The Millionaire's Main Secret and the Final Conclusion. The 36th trap for poor people is a total lack of patience in finances. They want to get everything all at once, buying things through expensive debt. Harold built his large fortune slowly, step by step, over 40 long years. He knows that time is the best friend of any intelligent, rational investor. The wealthy don't seek the approval of others and don't buy other people's respect. They buy the most expensive commodity in this world: true, total freedom. This freedom allows them to stop worrying about prices and just live peacefully. All these 36 refusals are not about poverty or stingy greed. They are a sign of absolute clarity of mind and a deep understanding of values. Wealth is not created simply because you earn a lot of money. Real wealth only appears when you know how to keep what you earn. After that dinner, Harold calmly drove home in his old, reliable Toyota. Meanwhile, our poor guru Mitchell drove away in his expensive rented BMW. One of them was truly rich, while the other was merely pretending to be. And it certainly wasn't the man you probably thought of first. Real millionaires live right next to us, completely invisible to everyone else. They don't wear crowns, but they own 100% of their own free time. This choice is available to every person who is ready to change their mindset. Start today with a simple refusal of the first unnecessary item on the list. This is your first real step toward true, lasting financial freedom.